I don't even know how to say it the right way. I've stumbled over my words, trying to sound strong, trying to sound faithful, trying to sound like I still believe you hear me. I've whispered prayers in the dark. I've lifted my hands in worship when my heart felt hollow. I've tried to stay busy, hoping the noise would drown out the ache. But nothing's moving. Nothing's changing. It feels like I'm standing in the middle of a hallway that leads nowhere. And I'm tired. Tired of waiting. Tired of pretending. Tired of being okay when I'm not. But here I am, still talking to you. And maybe that's the miracle I've missed. That even when I feel empty, even when I don't have the right words, I'm still reaching for you. That somehow my silence is still a prayer. My tears are still worship. My longing is still a sign that I haven't given up on you. So God, if you're still listening, and I believe you are, I need you to know this. I'm not okay, but I want to be. I want to believe that this hallway isn't a dead end. That even in the stillness, even in the silence, you are working. That you haven't forgotten me, because I haven't forgotten you. I remember the moments you carried me before, the prayers you answered, the peace you gave me in times I should have fallen apart. And though right now I can't feel that same peace, I choose to remember your faithfulness. You never promised I'd always feel strong, but you did promise that your strength is made perfect in my weakness. You didn't promise every door would open when I wanted it to. But you did promise to be with me, even when I'm stuck in the hallway. So, if I'm here a little longer, help me see you in this place. Open my eyes to the small graces, the breath in my lungs, the sunrise that still comes, the friends who check in, the quiet moments where hope whispers, hold on. Help me stop measuring my faith by how loud my worship sounds or how perfect my prayers are. Teach me to see that you love me just as much in my silence as you do in my praise. I don't need fireworks. I don't need a sign in the sky. I just need you, steady, present near. God, if this season is shaping me, then shape me gently. If this waiting is preparing me, then strengthen me to endure. If this hallway is where you're teaching me to trust you more deeply, then meet me here. Not at the end of the hallway, not just at the open door, ma'am, but right here, where it's hard. I don't want to pretend anymore. I want to be real with you. Real about my sadness. Real about my fear. Real about how some days I feel like giving up. And still, real about my love for you. Because even in my doubt, I believe. Even in my weariness, I hope. Even in my pain, I trust that you are still good. So stay close, Lord. Whisper truth to me when the lies get loud. Hold me steady when I want to run. Remind me that this hallway is not the end of the story. You are the God of open doors. You are the God who makes a way in the wilderness. You are the God who meets me in the waiting and walks with me through the fire. And even now, especially now, I need you. So I'll keep showing up, one breath at a time. I'll keep reaching even when my hands tremble. I'll keep praying, even when the words run dry. Because you are my anchor, you are my hope, and I still believe, even in this hallway, you are with me. Amen. You prayed for patience, and now you find yourself waiting in places you never expected, delays that stretch longer than your strength, moments that feel like God has gone silent. But listen, He hasn't forgotten you. He's shaping you. Every pause is not punishment, it's preparation. In the wait in your heart is being refined. In the stillness, your trust is being strengthened. You ask God to teach you patience, and so He is, by allowing the kind of waiting that draws you closer to Him, that teaches you to breathe deep and to believe even when nothing changes. You prayed for love, and now you're standing alone. The people you thought would stay have gone. The arms you longed to lean on are no longer there. But here's the truth. God is not punishing you with loneliness. He is teaching you the fullness of His love. He is showing you how to stand not in your own strength, but in His. You are not alone. You are being set apart. You're learning how to love yourself through His eyes, how to walk forward without needing someone else to carry you. This season of solitude is sacred. It's not about who left. It's about who remains. And God remains. You prayed for discipline, and suddenly distractions are everywhere. Things that used to go unnoticed now pull at your attention. Your old habits rise up. Your old temptations knock louder. But don't be discouraged. This is the battleground where your discipline is born. God didn't give you discipline by waving a magic wand. He gave you the opportunity to choose Him over and over again, even when it's hard. This struggle isn't failure, it's formation. Every time you say no to what's easy and yes to what's eternal, you're becoming stronger, more focused, more like Christ. Discipline is forged in fire, and you're in that holy fire now. You prayed for peace, and chaos came crashing in. Life spun sideways, and you wondered if your prayer had even been heard. But peace isn't found in the absence of storms. It's found in the presence of God in the middle of them. He is teaching you how to anchor your heart when the winds blow. He's showing you that peace is not something you feel when everything goes right. It's something you carry when everything goes wrong. You are being trained to be a carrier of peace, not just a seeker of it. The storm isn't your end. It's your training ground. You prayed for growth, and now you're uncomfortable. You're being stretched in ways you didn't ask for, taken out of your comfort zone, pressed beyond what you thought you could handle. Growth is not a gentle process. It breaks what was, so it can build what must be. Don't resent the pain. Recognize its purpose. God is pruning you so you can bear more fruit. He's cutting away what you don't need, even when you cling to it. Growth often feels like loss before it feels like gain. But you're not losing. You're becoming. You prayed for strength, and life got harder. The weight on your shoulders increased. The nights felt longer. The burdens felt heavier. But strength isn't given in the absence of hardship. It is built in the midst of it. God is not making you weaker. He is revealing how strong you truly are through Him. Every challenge, every tear, every setback is shaping a deeper resilience in you. This is not cruelty, it's craftsmanship. You're being strengthened from the inside out. You prayed for courage, and suddenly you're facing fears you never thought you'd have to face. The road ahead looks uncertain. The voices of doubt grow louder. But courage is not the absence of fear. It's the choice to move forward anyway, trusting that God is with you. He's showing you how to walk on water, how to trust beyond what you can see. You were never meant to be fearless. You were meant to be faithful. And in your faith, courage rises. You prayed for wisdom, and life became full of decisions with no easy answers. But this is how wisdom is formed, not in simplicity, but in struggle. God is drawing you into His Word, into His presence, into still moments where His whisper guides your steps. The answers don't always come fast, but they will come. You are learning how to pause, how to seek, how to discern. This is the soil where wisdom grows, watered by prayer, fed by faith. So don't despise the testing. Don't run from the fire. Every challenge you face is not a detour. It is part of the path. This is how God answers your prayers, not always by removing the mountain, but by teaching you how to climb. Not always by calming the storm, but by calming your heart. He's not giving you what's easy. He's giving you what's eternal. This is how you become the person you were always meant to be. So hold on, press in, keep praying. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. You're not being broken. You're being built. And through every delay, every heartbreak, every distraction, every storm, every discomfort, every fear, every hard decision, God is with you, and He is faithful. I'm a defective Christian, not the shining light I always thought I'd be, not the one who always has the right words, the steady faith, the perfect record. I mess up, I fall, I doubt. I wrestle with fears I can't name and questions I don't have answers to. I try to walk the straight path, but sometimes I veer off into thickets of pride, selfishness, and despair. There are moments I can't even recognize myself in the mirror of faith. There are days I wake up and feel the weight of guilt before I've even spoken a word. I carry wounds I pretend aren't there. I wear a mask that says, I'm fine, even when I'm breaking inside. I want to be strong, but sometimes I'm held together by fragile threads of grace and breath. And yet, God stays. He doesn't flinch at my flaws. He doesn't walk away when I stumble for the 100th time. He sees all that I am and all that I'm not. And still He calls me His. He sees the hidden tears, the silent prayers, the tremble in hope. And He stays. He holds me in the middle of my mess, not after I've cleaned it up. He wraps His love around the parts I want to hide and says, even here you are mine. I carry guilt like a heavy cloak. I remember the harsh words I spoke, the promises I broke, the prayers I forgot to pray. I remember the moments I chose comfort over conviction, silence over truth, distance over closeness with God. There are days I feel like I'm more failure than faith, more regret than redemption. I tell myself I should be stronger by now, holier by now, more consistent, more loving, more Christian. But grace whispers, even now you are loved. Even now, with all your cracks and blemishes, with the weight of what you did and what you left undone, God's mercy covers you. Not because you've earned it, not because you've impressed Him with your devotion, but because He delights in giving it. Because He is love, not just for the strong, but especially for the broken. His mercy is not a reward, it's a rescue. It meets you in the dust, in the doubt, in the despair. It reaches into the corners of your soul you thought were too far gone. And it says, my child, I still want you. I used to think being a good Christian meant being flawless. That holiness was about perfection and never getting it wrong. But now I see it's about coming back again and again. Now I know it means being faithful, faithful to get back up, faithful to say, Lord, I need you, again and again, faithful to bring my broken heart to the one who heals. Jesus didn't come for the perfect. He came for the weary, the burdened, the ashamed. He came for the ones who've been told they don't belong. He came for the ones sitting in the back row, feeling too dirty, too far, too broken,